How to do an archetype scenario. Archetypal scenarios are one of the most popular ways to create scenarios. Scenarios are a powerful tool used in Foresight to help bring people into possible futures. Developing scenarios is part of mapping the future and a stepping point between research and implications. The archetypal method used for creating scenarios is used primarily when you want to ensure that you cover a range of wildly different possible futures, from transformative ones to scenarios where your domain falls apart. This technique looks at the 4 basic types of futures, originally developed at the University of Hawaii at Manoa by Jim Dator. The 4 archetypes we use are baseline, transformation, new equilibrium, and collapse. These 4 archetypes may also be joined by a 5th, the preferred future, which focuses on the primary future goals of your stakeholders. Baseline scenarios are a continuation of our present with changes that only exist through current trends and processes. Since baseline scenarios follow a linear path and do not consider the complexities of systems and change, they are usually the least likely future to occur. Transformation scenarios replace the current system with something entirely new. For this reason, they can sometimes feel implausible or like a stretch when compared to the present. Because of this, it can be helpful to explain how this transformation happens over time. Although transformation scenarios often paint a rosy and utopian picture, remember that not all transformations are positive or preferred. The 3rd archetype is new equilibrium. In this scenario model, elements of emerging transformation are dramatically pulled back or balanced by resistance to change that creates a future with elements of newness but still contains many anchors to the present. The last of our 4 scenario archetypes is collapse, which often creates the most dramatic change. Collapse scenarios focus on what happens when key elements in the domain or larger internal systems surrounding the domain no longer function, become obsolete, or cease to exist. One challenge with collapse scenarios is that they can often look like baseline scenarios, especially when you're working with a domain that is in crisis or near a tipping point. It's good practice to ensure your collapse and baseline scenarios are different, or that your collapse scenario has more extreme consequences than your baseline scenario. One additional scenario that can be created is the preferred future. These scenarios focus on the goals of the client. Many times, preferred futures may be similar to transformation, but include elements and visions specific to your stakeholders. Each scenario should be distinct and have at least one aspect that seems a bit implausible. It's also important that no archetype is too unbalanced or cartoonish. Even within transformation and collapse, there will be opposing outcomes in each scenario, such as positive changes that can happen in a collapse. To find out more about archetypal scenarios and scenario development in general, check out the other videos in the Next Gen Foresight training series and view the additional resources.